never met or heard of anybody that does exactly this. The closest thing we could find were the Fox sisters during the spiritualist movement, but there are some differences to what they did to what we do.
They had to do it in pitch black and they were wearing long dresses.
You couldn't see their shoes or their feet.
Yeah, there was a lot of conspiracy surrounding them, that they were faking things.
We've been doing this for so long, we've never seen anybody that's been able to actually communicate and show proof through sounds. And we just want to say, like, we think this could be something that's like groundbreaking to the world, and I don't know if you guys understand that.
No, you're just buttering us up. I don't know.
I'm being 100%.
Yeah, when you first saw that you could do this, like, what did you think?
It was an overnight case. The rest of the team, it led up to this, and finally the team was like, maybe it's something with you guys. We found out that it was intelligent, whatever the noise was, and we just stayed up that entire night just asking questions. The first thing that was said is, how is this possible? And we're like, how is this possible? We have no idea. Started asking them questions as to what they see. They said they see a light, kind of like a beacon that shines up. We sound really loud when we hold each other's hands for some reason. At first, when we started bringing somebody's family member through, I can't remember the first time we did it, but it definitely was very emotional for all of us involved. And now, a few years later, we have learned to just focus in on the alphabet and not so much the emotional part, because that would be much more difficult to get through the session, you know what I mean?
It's taxing.
We still have no idea how it works.
All we know is it only works when we hold hands, touch in some physical way, like I hug him or something like that. As soon as we stop touching some sort of physical way, it just completely disappears. So the closest thing we can think of is either like tuning into something, breaking down a barrier, or connecting like wires to sort of make something happen.
And we tried talking to a lot of groundbreaking people in the paranormal, like path pavers and stuff. They've had many different theories. One says it's like a psychokinetic energy and that kind of spectrum of communication. Some people have said it's like a circuit. When we do it, I feel like shin splints in my ankles and she feels it up at her head. So some people feel like the energy's coming through the floor and then out of her. Spirits don't know how it's working either, so it's not like we can ask them, how is this possible? We've always wondered why us. So I believe there's more people out there. It may not be knocking noises that they get. Maybe they get visions or something when they hold each other's hands.
Do you believe that you guys like found each other through like some sort of like a destiny, like it was meant to happen?
I think everything's meant to happen for sure.
I think so.
We definitely clicked right away and became fast friends. I think everyone has, you know, somebody out there you're meant to find them. Maybe a best friend or something like that. You know what I mean? There you go.
Aww.
What if it happens?
Do you guys think you need to have this connection to supply the spirit's energy? Because if Sam and I were to just ask randomly, it might not happen. Do you think they maybe respect you more because they are used to you?
I'm not sure. It might be out of respect. I do think that we are emitting a lot of energy, so I guess in a way it could be fueling something to happen, because we've done sessions before and sometimes we've let go and like lights have flickered in the house, or like sounds have started in the house still even after we're touching. It might just be an energy battery that sort of just keeps going a little bit after.
It might, and there's been investigations where we've asked spirit, you know, what are you able to do in this physical world? Are you able to move a chair or something like that? And we had one spirit come through one time and says, a newspaper, I can move a newspaper. So we're like, okay, let's find a newspaper. And we set it up, walked away, and you see the newspaper get pressed down and then lift back up again. So
wow.
I think it depends on the spirit as well. I picture it as each spirit kind of has a different battery level, and the higher the battery level, the more they can interact with this environment. And maybe Satori and I are able to fuel that.
Yes.
Maybe it's like charging a room with EMF or something like that.
I think
it kind of
so.
works on the same thing. It definitely has progressed since we started.
The consistency or loudness or everything?
Yeah, absolutely. It drained us a lot at first. We would only talk for like 5-minute increments, and then we'd have to wait a few days. Now it's definitely progressed, and we can do it more on command.
Do you think this house in particular is more special than others?
Definitely, in my opinion. I think this house is something different than anywhere else I've ever been.
I think the property takes up about 70% of the puzzle, and then the house is a percentage, and then the families that move into this house are another percentage, which may be why the parent family created the perfect storm for what happened to them. And we've kind of noticed a shift with the spirits every time the house changes ownership. Since Jacqueline purchased it, we've been having a lot more contact. New spirits have come forward that once lived here and enjoyed this place a lot. We've been to hundreds of places around the United States, and this property is probably one of the most unique places we've ever been. There's just so many layers to this place that it's hard to comprehend.
There's some things we know that we can't say, but there are some things that spirits have said, like there's just been something here that predates all of us. There were some things that have been here a long time. Sometimes they say that it's just they can get here in the speed of like a thought.
The King Philip's War was nearby, and there's this whole theory that, you know, they cursed the land, and some people theorize that that kind of has leaked over here to this area. I think it's something with the land, and that's what Ed and Lorraine thought too when they first got here. They thought the land was the issue. The land and the house, not anybody in particular living in the house.
Can we tell the story about a couple spirits in the seance?
Yeah, I think we should.
There was a you nodding. So there was a story that we were told by the spirits of the house. Not Abigail, but there were two spirits named Jonathan and Matthew that were here. They were not at any point living here in history. We asked them, when was the first time you ever came here? Because you're staying here, but you're not from here. So what kept you or brought you here? And they said, well, we saw a light one day and we walked through it and we ended up here and we really liked it. We asked them who they saw, and they described everybody that was sitting at the table the night of the parent seance. They said a name of a medium that was there, and they said that they saw a light and they walked through it and ended up here. So it's almost like something might have opened up or attracted them that night. I believe there could be openings or like areas for spirits to come through in different times and different places.
Yeah, I mean, a door could have been left open. There's been a lot of people who have come here that theorize that there's different portals on the property. As to why that is, we have no idea. Maybe it's the geological makeup of the land and things like that. I definitely think a door was opened by someone at some point, and that door obviously was never closed. If we believe the seance happened the way that they say it happened. Big thing with this property is you have a river running right through it, which there's so many theories on moving water and the paranormal and that fueling things. And then the geological makeup of New England that I mentioned is very unique. I know there was this geological survey done. They were looking for all the high deposits of limestone and energy-saving minerals. New England was a big hot spot, and Estes Park, Colorado, where the Stanley Hotel is, was another big spot. So there definitely could be all of that mixed together that's kind of creating this perfect energy.
Hundreds?
More than that. Anywhere you can think of, we probably talked to a spirit. Hospitals,
I was going to
prisons.
ask, does it need to be a haunted location, or can you go to the middle of a field and there might be somebody there?
There could be, not always, but everywhere where there's other people, usually there's a spirit there, because at least from what we've learned, everyone has somebody that's watching over them, ancestral lives, you know. Multiple spirits have used the word good. It's very interesting. Nobody has said that they were stuck. We've had a spirit that was lost before.
They were in a basement in a home, and we had them come up because they shouldn't feel like they're left down there. They came upstairs and they went, "Where's my house?" We're like, "What are you talking about?" And they gave us an address, the same number but a different area.
Oh.
And so we told them where to find it, and you just hear them walk out of the room, and that was the last time we ever talked to them, and the people never reported having activity thereafter.
Right, most people are coming back because they either love the house when they were alive, or they're watching over somebody that's still alive. And they want to say, I love them, I'm watching over them, I'm okay, don't have any regrets about what happened. Just a lot of comforting
A lot of I'm sorry's.
messages that bring closure, which that's why we could never put a price on giving somebody closure or a message from somebody that they really missed, you know. So most of it's positive.
Do you think like the afterlife feels emotions like humans? Have you ever asked that?
We've had some angry spirits express that they're upset about things. Spirits asking us to change or recommend people change doing things. I'm trying to think of what I can tell.
I think they definitely still experience emotion. I mean, just with talking with Abigail, we've learned so much from her that some days she's still living in her world, that she's like, some days she's ended conversations with, all right, I have to go tuck the kids in now, and then she'll go off and do that. So that takes emotion, right? Yeah. That's showing comfort and love. We've talked to her at different age ranges before. There's just so much that I don't think we'll ever be able to comprehend.
Have you ever asked why? Well, why do they come back to check on us when they have this good place to be at?
I think it's like visiting family, like you do when you're alive. I think it's that easy for them. They like the good place and they're there a lot of the time, but sometimes they're like, you know, I want to make sure that my family's doing okay, or maybe they're trying to affect your decisions to make sure you're going to go on the right path or do the right things, so they're trying to get involved as much as they can. I don't
think all of them are coming back. You know, I personally haven't had communication with most of my family members. Satori, on the other end, has. So I think some people, they like it where they are in that good place. This house was in the same family for a long time. It was cared about and loved by a lot of people. With a house that's been kept in the family for that long, of course you would want to check in on it.
it seems as though they can pick what age they
Yeah.
are.
I mean, if they can pick their favorite part of their life and kind of relive that, then I assume that they could try. I mean, we never talked to a spirit that said they've been in the future, except for talking right now. I mean, if Abigail lived in the 1800s, she's obviously in the future now.
Right.
Do they ever feel boredom or like that they don't want to be in something like infinity? Because the way we think about life is the fact that it is finite makes it so meaningful.
So meaningful, right. We haven't had any conversations like that. No spirit has come forward and said they were bored or anything yet. I have a feeling that whatever realm they're in is operating on a totally different physics, emotional states, and things like that. Things that we assume here on Earth just wouldn't apply to that realm. And that's just me speculating, but 1 minute here on Earth may be 5 hours up there or something like that, or maybe the opposite. We're not really sure. If spirits say, I'll be right back, and then we don't hear from them for like 3 days. They said they've been gone for just a couple of minutes.
We had a spirit here come through one day. His name was William. He said, what are you all doing in my house? And we went, what are you talking about? He's like, you're in my house. Where's all my furniture? And he's freaking out. And we said, can you tell us what year it is? And he goes, what are you talking about? It's 1917.
Wow.
He said, I just went outside and I come back and you're in my house. So he thought we were ghosts. Maybe it's just like life over there.
I don't know. It's weird.
Is there a reason why you can't answer some certain questions? Like, do the spirits tell you not to say things? Or is it personal?
Both.
There's some things that Jacqueline is not ready to announce about the house yet. There's some questions that we've gotten answers to that I guess the spirits weren't ready to let people know about. There's things that we haven't been ready to admit either yet, I think. Just because we're still processing it. I think the longer we do this, the more it's going to evolve as well. It's definitely kind of interesting and scary at the same time to see what it could. And then it could also go away tomorrow. You know what I mean? And it could just disappear. We don't want to do anything wrong, that's for sure.
Everyone knock on wood right now.
Have you guys found something out that is like, we'll never talk about that with anybody?
Yes.
And about like external things or more about like personal things?
They're really trying to get us.
No, I'm not saying in general, like, are you finding something out about the world that you're like, humans probably shouldn't know that?
Not so much as far as people shouldn't know. Like, I think if there was a message that everyone should know, we would definitely tell it, unless they said that we couldn't or something like that. But I guess most of it would be personal. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think most of it would be personal.
Personal stuff. Okay.
Yeah. And there really isn't much. I mean, there's just a couple things that we've agreed not to at least talk about now, but maybe in the future. Everyone has someone that's watching out for them, even if you don't believe it. Life here on Earth is outstanding, no matter how bad it seems right now. Everything happens for a reason, the good and the bad. We learn lessons from the bad things that happen to us, and that kind of sets us on a new path. Everything happens for a reason, even the bad things. So you just have to push through that. Sometimes you have to hit rock bottom before you go back up. Even though you may be in a really tough spot, someone is there with you. 100%, every single person.
Don't be so close-minded, I guess, because I was even skeptical of the paranormal, and I'm part of a paranormal family, so I was very skeptical of it. My entire belief system has changed. Honestly, it's created an entire new belief system I didn't even know was a thing. Like, I'm learning and changing my beliefs all the time, so just don't be so close-minded, I guess, because there's always something that nobody knows.
Yeah, I mean, the unknown can definitely be a scary place. All the messages we got have been of what Abigail said last night, love, positive messages. That was a demon impersonating someone. Then they go about their business after they give their message, and that's one heck of a demon. A
positive demon, there you go.
We've had some people say, you're talking to demons, impersonating people.
Gosh, we're aliens. Oh my gosh, we've gotten so many theories about all this. It's really
Are you guys aliens?
That's one thing.
We've gotten so many things like that. You're aliens, you talk to demons, you have Bluetooth speakers in your pockets, like all sorts of theories we get from people. Double jointed toes.
We've heard a lot of crazy things.
Maybe something is happening because you guys are together.
Yeah, maybe you don't have to hold hands or something. I mean, we've all been at like parties or something like that, and the mood feels really good when you're around a really good group of people. When someone enters that room with bad energy, let's say, it kind of ruins the whole vibe of the place. When you're around certain people that work well together, as far as the spirit world is concerned, that may create its own beacon as well and bring them in a little closer, just to communicate and interact with equipment, recordings, and stuff like that. So maybe that's what you guys have, and maybe the more you keep doing that, and maybe experimenting connecting with something else. Maybe not holding hands, but testing it out. I'm not really sure what, but it may.
Find out.
Almost gotta do a backflip.
We're gonna try everything.
We'll try everything.
But please send us the footage of it. Please.
I'll try. I'll try.
On or off camera, we just wanted to ask, like, do you guys understand this could like change millions of people's lives? It changed ours. This could be huge.
I don't know if you guys are like prepared for it. When this video goes out and people can see everything that you do, we're gonna leave most of it uncut. It's gonna be a big splash. I'm not even trying to sound like boastful or dramatic or anything, but it could change the world, like view of spirits and stuff.
Yeah.
This is so special.
Probably the most
That's
undeniable thing anybody's ever seen about the afterlife.
Jeez.
And like you guys have like.
No, yeah, we definitely don't realize that. That's for sure.
No. I'm trying to think of how to process that.
I'm just saying, like,
no.
Without this, tens of millions of people are watching these videos. This is unheard of.
If it's helping people, then that's why we're still doing this. I mean, if it's helping more people, then that's wonderful.
So we knew we could do this since 2018. We kept it a secret till 2021, 2022. The reason we did was because we were afraid of how the public was going to react. Even now, we're still like slowly kind of doing it whenever it's supposed to happen. But we are prepared as long as it's helping people and maybe showing people that there is more. That's what it's about for us. And, you know, getting the house out there and showing that the house is more than what some people just believe it is. That's the important thing. We are prepared though, because we have gotten both good opinions and bad opinions. So we're prepared for both of it. You know, we're strong in our beliefs and what we do. So
Right, and of course we want to help everybody. That is impossible, right? We can't give a reading to everybody or give a session to everybody.
yeah, we're not doing gallery readings or anything ever in the future.
Yeah,
we're not taking money for this or anything.
But like I said, it's 100% that there's somebody out there watching you. And if you think you know who it is probably is that person.
Abigail specifically had either told you guys or just knew that we were coming, correct?
Yeah.
So you think that every single thing that we've captured, Abigail would be okay with, or the spirit realm would be okay with sharing to the world?
Yeah, I think so.
I think so. I think
Okay.
from what we understand, she just wanted to let you guys know because this is the first time. It took us so long to describe to her how this works because she's from a different time. When we described it to her, because she knew you guys were coming, she kept saying, I want to talk to them, I want to talk to them, I want to let them know that I'm real. I'm a real person. I'm kind. She kept telling us that she's like, I want them to know I'm kind. She's happy as long as like she was able to trust you guys and you guys get out there that this is actually a thing.
Right,
You know?
and another thing with this house, there's been so many misconceptions about it, even about the spirits that we communicated with. And I think it's important to Abigail, you know, that word kind of gets out and the misinformation gets fixed. She definitely trusted you guys to go through with that, which is great.
You know, she's expressed sometimes when she's upset, which I guess proves that there's emotion about, you know, some people coming in and thinking that she's evil right out of the bat. And so she wanted to correct a lot of this. She just wants you to know, like, there's nothing to worry about. I'm just a happy colonial era woman. If you're scared of a woman coming through and telling you, I want my pear trees replanted in the side yard and, you know, I love the color that you painted the room, then I don't know what to tell you.
When I first started, we thought someone was hiding in a closet somewhere and just knocking on the wall or something. Of course, we would love to figure out how this works at some point, for sure, but we're not out here to prove that what we're doing is legitimate. I think that's why we only do it for people that cross our paths naturally, and if we get invited to go somewhere, we'll do it.
I think that's why whatever it was chose you guys, because that's your mindset. Super
Interesting.
humble.
For real.
I think it's why they choose certain people, because they know what you're going to do with that. And you guys have this great philosophy of like, I want to help people.
Yeah.
I want to do this for very specific people to give the message that you are. And you're not doing it for the money. You're not doing it for the fame. You're just like, let's help people.
Yeah,
and there's a very few select people in this world now that do things like that. It's cool.
Well, we appreciate that. And my question is, why you guys? Why did they want to talk to you? Why did they want to share this message through you guys? Maybe they knew getting this message to you guys weren't going to just throw it out and go do something different. Maybe you guys are kind of the same thing. You're humble, you're nice, you're kind, you know, maybe they knew that you guys were going to do that.
Everything happens for a reason.
Everything
Yes.
does.
If there's anybody out there that goes out looking for this stuff, I think your senses, you were given them for a reason, and I think you should use them, especially for individuals who believe that they're more sensitive to this type of thing. I definitely think you should explore that more. It's not a bad thing to be more open to this stuff. It may seem scary at some times if you're seeing things. I mean, Satori and I can't see anything. We like to say we're as psychic as a bag of rocks or something like that. I mean, it just happens whenever we do that. So if you're experiencing stuff like that, definitely keep exploring it. The equipment is awesome. Use it to kind of validate what's going on around you, but don't pay attention to the equipment solely. You could miss whatever's happening in front of you.
Kindness and being gentle works a lot better than provoking and being rude. Also, if you want to try communicating with the dead, here's a fun piece of advice. We found that junk food and sugar helps. We do know that one of the original Arnold family members had a brother named David who did serve, I believe, in the Revolution. So I'm not sure if that's who you're encountering.
And that's really like the only Dave that's really associated with the family line that lived in this house that we've been able to locate so far. Or it's somebody totally.
But we've talked to family members from people here. I'm sure there are spirits that pass through all the time. So who knows, you know, it could have been anybody. We've had the spirits inside tell us to be careful of the woods. They know that there's something outside that's completely out of there, you know, like it's completely different. One of the first nights we were staying here at the house as caretakers, we woke up at like midnight, early in the morning because we were hearing drumming and it was coming up from the back of the house and we started getting really nervous because it was just one particular beat, like boom, 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 and it kept happening. All the motion detections in the front yard, like somebody was coming around the driveway, started going off. And then it sounded like it was right outside the door, and so we locked the doors in the employee quarters and we waited in the loft, and then all of a sudden the power in the house went out. The drumming stopped. At this point I'm like close to tears. I'm like, we need to call Jacqueline because I think like something's gonna happen. Like we're terrified. We've only ever heard that beat one other time from a video that a friend of ours had shown us from a local Native American group. It was described as a pre-war drumming. I'm not sure if that was residual or not, but it was definitely scary when we were here, just because it was so unknown. We didn't know what was going on. All the camera systems went down, everything.
Especially over the bridge, I think that is a different territory for sure.
Why did you do that?
I don't like over the bridge. I don't go over the bridge, especially at nighttime. Like that's just something that for some reason my senses go, don't do it. So I don't do it. The spirit in the basement, I don't know if it's just being a trickster, but they said go out to the woods, and I'm not fond of that. So I'm just trusting my gut on it. I do not go past the bridge. I think there's some things out there.
And at least for us, sometimes it's more difficult to communicate out there with our method. Sometimes it's more difficult to get straight answers, which I guess puts us on edge a little bit more as well. Definitely a lot of tricky things out there, a lot of mischievous things.
Great.
Hey Abigail, one more time. Are you busy?
There she is.
Abigail? Hi, how are you? Good, that's good.
Is there anything else you want to tell potentially millions of people right now about the spirit realm? Any message that you have, anything? The stage is yours.
Do you have any last words?
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, life. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, live. You want everybody to live their life to the fullest? Good. That's good to hear.
That's amazing. Just want to say overall thank you so much, Abigail. You've changed a lot of people's lives.
How does that feel? Good. Yeah. Do you have anything to say on that besides that feels good? Should she walk away?
I don't know.
Hello?
Abigail? Oh.
She's like, I'm still here. The hell?
Did you think you would ever be heard by that many people? No. What would you like to say? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, A, B, C, D, E, A. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Wow. I'm gonna give a lot of people hope, Abigail.
Thank you so much.
She's
Walk
gone.
away?
Yeah, she's gone.
Wow.
It's amazing.
Thank you guys for
Of
doing
course.
that.
No problem.
Thanks for having us along for the investigations with you guys. It was fun.
Literally changed our lives. Thank you. I've cried in every fucking video because of them. Thank you.
Can I give you a hug? Your crying makes me want to give you a hug.
Let's do a group hug.
Let's do a group hug. Everybody. Colby, are you gonna hug? Awesome.
Beautiful week, guys. Thank you.
Of
for real.
course. If you ever find that you need weird knocking noises anywhere else, you know where to find us. So
Okay.
Are you moving right now? Because I feel it right now.
Is it my legs?
That maybe, but it's been happening. Like
I haven't been doing
there
this.
was one time I knew it was us, but then I'm not sure about the
Does it
share.
feel like this?
Yeah.
Okay,
So
then
you
I'm
like
just gonna
moving?
try to stay still. It could have been me. I don't know. I don't know if I was moving too much.
See,
Oh, I heard that.
See, that's what I'm thinking. That is just your. That's.
That's fucking crazy!